welcome to another episode of Worst Collection Ever. This is the show where we tell you about the worst comic book collection in existence, and it just happens to belong to us. I'm Jen.
And I'm Sean.
And happy Super Bowl Sunday!
Oh, yeah.
But it won't be when this drops, but happy Super Bowl Sunday!
Yeah, I hope you watched the football.
Congratulations to the Patriots, who I'm assuming will win.
Yeah.
It has not even kicked off yet, but...
Yeah, no,
I can't imagine that the horror that is the Patriots won't just like roll the fuck over the Falcons.
Well, no, it's good. They're going to destroy them.
Of course they are, because I'm really tired of the Patriots winning.
Yeah, they're just a really good team, and that's how it is.
Yeah, but they're constantly like always winning.
But that's the thing. They just happen to win. They're very good.
But it's boring.
I know it's boring, but that's not,
Also, I have kind of like I'm anti any Boston sports team, having lived in Boston. And having to deal with the nonsense that was Boston sports. Getting stuck on the T with Red Sox, people going to Red Sox games when I was just trying to go home.
Yeah, that was bullshit.
Having to reroute myself because of victory parades.
Because just too good.
Well, they would they went down Boylston, which for me to get home, I had to cross Boylston.
Yes.
To try when I lived in Back Bay, and I couldn't do it, and it was like for miles. You were just like fucked. You just couldn't do anything but wait for the parade to go by.
Yeah. No,
Sucked.
it's yeah, no, but I for one didn't mind it because
Well, you grew up in Buffalo.
I grew up in Buffalo, so yeah, we didn't have sports teams that did good.
Yeah.
So it was fun to have an opportunity to experience an actual victory parade for winning a sports championship in multiple sports championships.
Yeah.
I think I was there when the Sox won the one year, and then
I could hear that from my apartment.
Yeah.
When I lived in Back Bay, because I didn't live that far from Fenway, and I could see the lights of Fenway from my apartment. And I remember when they won the series, I could hear it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, you can.
It was so loud.
Yeah, I passed by Fenway plenty of time in Boston. It does not faze me at all either because I am not a baseball fan. And as far as football goes, like whatever, Bills, who cares?
Yeah.
Patriots.
I guess I should be happy because at least it was just like victory parades.
I think I was there
I know in Denver that every time. At least the first time the Abs won the cup when I was in Denver, people just burned this shit down.
Yeah. Boston's won enough stuff where they've gotten that out of their... I mean, not to say that it doesn't happen, but...
No, it does, but it just...
If Buffalo ever was a championship of any sort...
you're going to burn the city to the ground.
The city just will cease to exist because everybody will just destroy it and throw it in the water.
Just pick up the whole thing.
Yeah, they're just gonna throw a Tim Hortons in the water, and that's going to be the end of Buffalo.
Yeah. Just light it on fire.
They'll light it on fire. But yeah, no, I mean, I was there for actually one of the basketball championships too, and that's just weird because I've never even had a basketball team, in Buffalo.
Oh yeah.
We had the Buffalo Braves, and then they moved out here to become the Clippers.
Yeah.
So I was not around. I was not alive for that.
Yeah.
So yeah. So very very exciting for football. If you guys enjoy it,
sure.
We will watch it for the. Stuff, the commercials.
Yeah.
We did a Super Pro, so I think that's our contribution to football.
That's it. We did the Super Pro. It's too bad we didn't save it for today. We should. I didn't think
that actually.
Or last week for Super Bowl.
Yeah, actually, that would have made more. Well,
I didn't even think. Yeah.
That would have made a lot of sense.
Yeah, maybe next time we'll find another Super Pro.
Or we'll find another football themed comic.
Yeah, I want a Barbie comic. By the way, I want the Marvel run from the.
Are we going to do a Barbie comic?
If I can ever find one.
That's actually funny because you would think you would find a shit ton of those.
I can't. I've never seen one.
I've never seen one.
Had I ever seen them, I would have 100% bought it.
See, that's kind of like the WCW comic.
Yeah.
Where, we just happen to find that one. But, the WCW wrestling comics, I never see those.
Yeah.
And I know they exist, and I know it's 90s bullshit, just like Barbie, was around.
Yep.
Barbie's around for a long time, too. Barbie was around for, at least, and had 2 different series, and they had at least, 40 some odd issues. Man. Which is a lot. And then because somebody was buying it.
Well, yeah. Barbie was a big thing for us girls. I loved Barbie. I never played with dolls. This is the thing. Baby dolls, my mom could not force me to touch a doll. The only doll I ever played with was Barbie because she looked adult.
Yeah.
And again, as we've established, I don't like things about children. It's not that I don't like kids. It's just that I'm not as interested in them and I never have been. So I would always play Barbies. because
Right.
she was like adult and she had her own house and like she had her own car and like she did adult things. Like I didn't have to change a diaper. So Barbie was a big thing. And had I known Barbie was a thing, I totally would have bought that book.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
No, well, maybe we'll come across it. Well, that'll be for a future episode.
Put Ken in a dress. I used to do that a lot. Ken used to wear a lot of drag, which should not be surprising.
No, not at all. That doesn't surprise me at all.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I did want to talk about the real quick. Oh, so by the way, real quick, we have a few bits of correspondence, but we're not gonna read them this week on set. We apologize, but we're just not gonna do it this week. So I think we're gonna save correspondence for a minute, because I'm actually getting over a cold, and I'm gonna kind of might just blow through this episode. But but we did get some stuff, and we will check it out. And if you want to contribute to our show, please email us at worstcollectionever@gmail.com.
Yes.
And send us an email, and you can, we'll talk about it on the show. So if you have any thoughts on Barbie, on football, anything related to comics.
Yes, what are your deep thoughts on Barbie?
No, if you ever want.
And the fact that I used to dress Ken in drag when I was a child. And somehow my parents never took me to a therapist.
No. Yeah, you were therapist free.
So, yeah, they really should have dragged me somewhere.
You should have been talking to somebody.
Won't touch baby dolls, keeps putting Ken in dresses. What's wrong with this child?
Like Sisters of Mercy.
Wore a lot of black clothes. Yeah.
But I did actually want to take a minute to talk about, you want to talk about Powerless for a second?
Sure, yeah, if you want to.
I figured we'd just kind of bring that up real quick because DC's new sitcom.
Yeah.
Sitcom for DC Comics, Powerless, debuted on NBC this week. With Vanessa Hudgens, Vanessa Ann Hudgens, and Ron Funches, and Alan Tudyk, and Danny Pudi from Community. And I look,
it's got a good cast.
It's got a good cast.
Except Vanessa Hudgens' eyebrows should. They like drew them on so thick. They're insanely thick and insanely distracting. Like I get it, I do my eyebrows too, but man, those are big.
Yeah,
and they distract me.
But I just real quick, I just wanted to bring it up because I watched it, and I've heard about this coming up for a while.
Well, they've changed it so many times.
And they've changed it. I mean, which is not surprising, given it's DC and they're just trying to, it's different. It's different from anything else that's on TV.
It is.
That's one thing that's got going for it. As far as I don't watch a lot of sitcoms or anything on my TV right now. I'm certain there's some other stuff that's really good. You should be watching this show or that show. I'm like, I don't have the time.
Yeah.
And I never have. As far as like, if I'm watching things, I'm watching wrestling, and I'm watching. I watch Gotham, and but some stuff I just don't make a point to watch.
Yeah.
But I want to give this a shot because I just think it's a silly idea, and this was only the pilot.
Yes.
So it might get better.
Yeah.
It's probably. I mean, it'll probably get a little bit better. I'm certain.
I guess I don't know. I think that. It was a little silly, which is fine. I have no problem with that. But I just didn't like the setup.
Well, the premise, okay, so the premise real quick, I think we should explain this, is that the premise is basically Vanessa Hudgens She moves to Charm City. To go manage a team of research and development team for Bruce Wayne's...
Wayne Tech.
Wayne Tech, yeah.
So she goes to manage these people, and they basically... Their job is to make stuff that makes living in a world with superheroes easier.
It's like BASF, but for remember those commercials?
No.
With the BASF, and it's like we don't make cars, we make them drive faster.
Sure.
We don't do that. That's and you didn't know what it was, but that's what Wayne.
It's like the Dyson guy. It's like what was his thing? He's like, I just wanted to work better or something.
Yeah.
Like that's why he wanted to make the Dyson, which apparently they suck ass. I don't have one, but yeah, so that's basically the idea. And like they're managed, and her boss is Alan Tudyk, who is Van Wayne.
It Van Wayne?
Yeah, his name is Van Wayne, who is Bruce Wayne's cousin. Who apparently, now this is what they were talking about on IO9, because I've gotten a lot of my info on the show from there, is they were saying, at first they were like, Bruce Wayne doesn't have any cousins, except Kathy Kane, there's no Wayne cousins, but I guess back in the 60s there was a guy named Van Wayne who showed up a couple of issues. So, and his name was longer. It was Van something. I can't
Van Winkle Wayne.
Sure, Van Winkle Wayne, and he showed up for a couple issues. So maybe that's where they got this guy, and that's why they pulled him out. Whatever. What I don't like is that Bruce, because originally it was an insurance company. Mm-hmm. They changed it to be a Wayne Tech Industries, where they're just making...
Which, admittedly, I think that's more exciting.
It is more exciting.
And less like damage control.
I agree with that. But what I don't like is that it's Bruce Wayne is in charge of a company that makes products to help people deal with the havoc him and his friends cause. So he's basically just letting... Like, he's fucking shit up and making money off of it. And I think that makes him look like an asshole. That's why I think it would have been better if this was a LexCorp industry.
Yeah.
Instead of a Wayne Tech
Which they do
industry.
reference, too.
They do, and they should work for LexCorp because that makes sense.
But LexCorp is evil, so
But that's the thing. But Lex is also a blind, he's a capitalist. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense. Now it just makes Bruce Wayne look like a fucking monster.
But the thing is, though, I feel like the reason is because Batman, even though he looks like a monster here, he's still bulletproof, and people are just going to be like, well, Batman, And people are going to be like thinking that Batman's going to show. Batman's not showing up.
Oh no, Batman's
never going to be on the show.
But see, that's the other thing is something they invented in the pilot actually gets used by Batman to apprehend the Joker.
Yeah.
And they're like, wow, isn't that funny that Batman would use the same thing? And it's like, gee, I wonder how Batman got a hold of it. So then it also looks like Batman is taking all this shit. That's the only reason he employs these people, so he has more gadgets.
Yeah.
Which they have that in the book, but they're always run by, Lucius.
Yeah.
And Lucius is always like, oh, Mr. Wayne wants this for spelunking or rock climbing or whatever, and then he doesn't want it anymore, and then Batman has it. But it's a specific arm dedicated to building shit for Mr. Wayne's weird
fetishes.
Yeah, weird fetishes that never works, but he pays them very well.
And apparently so, yeah, because he is the unflappable B-dubs,
as Alan Tudyk calls him.
And there's a lot of stupid things. Apparently he wrote a book called Take It to the Top or whatever.
I forget what it was called.
The Bruce Wayne. It
was The Way of Wayne or something. Really just
whatever.
Awful.
It's Bruce didn't write this.
I was like, no, Bruce paid somebody to write that for him.
Bruce did not write shit. He didn't do anything.
Probably because his first draft just was darkness, 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 dead parents, darkness.
This guy's so sad, angry. Pizza,
Catwoman's hot.
Catwoman. The first draft was just a picture of Catwoman. It was just a stick figure with boobies and
ears,
and he was hot with 2 T's, and that was the first draft. And they're like, "That's because it's great, Mr. Wayne. This is great.
Oh, this is awesome. I'd really love for you to talk to this person who's going to help you shape your book."
Yeah,
it's just basically a ghostwriter.
Yeah, he's like, "Okay, so this person's going to put this into words." Mm-hmm. You can turn these boobs into words.
Yep, and this is still your book. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry.
They're just here to help you, shape your unique ideas because you're such a busy guy.
And so this is a thing where, the show. This is one of the things that I understand. This is nerd anger.
What, you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nerd anger coming from me, and I'm certain other people have this feeling, and they probably. I don't know why they just didn't do their research. Or why they have certain reasons why they chose to do this or not. But in the very beginning, when Vanessa Hudgens is coming into work for the first day, and there's a big battle, going on in the city while she's on this train, and everybody's ignoring it because that's what happens all the time.
Yeah.
And, it's 9/11 all the time.
Yeah, constantly.
Sorry for using that as a term, but basically it's just
they just don't even care anymore. There's whatever.
They don't even care. They don't care. They're numb
Which
to
I thought was funny.
It is fun. No, that's the joke.
I did enjoy that.
That's the joke. But but she's driving. They're driving in there, and then so we see a battle between who is
Jack-o'-lantern.
The Jack-o'-lantern who
is a villain.
He is a villain, but is he not all the time? He's a villain.
No, that was the thing. I read on the AV Club they did a review, and I guess he's an Irish guy.
Right.
He was originally supposed to be a hero.
And he was
for a while.
He was,
and then he turned heel.
He was in Primal Force.
Yeah.
with Red Tornado back in the 90s. A book that we have not done yet, but
is that a stay tuned?
it could be. Well, yeah, we could be. Well, we did try to do one, and we read one and it was really boring.
Oh,
it was the one where it was basically, remember that, where it was like all the issue was nothing but like, it's like, hey, other things are happening in these other books. We should read these.
Oh shit! Yes, yeah. I do. That was awful.
Yeah, that was a really bad problem for us.
That was so bad. Yes.
So maybe we'll figure out another one. But yeah, they but he was there and he's throwing like Johnny Storm, like throwing firebombs, and he's attacking the Crimson Fox.
Yes.
And Crimson Fox basically looks like a cowled Avenger.
She looks like a very generic hero.
Which, for all first of all,
I'm sure they did it because of budget reasons. It's
I know,
so
but can't you just pick another like random hero that has a cowl?
Why? I mean,
because why not?
Crimson Fox is such like a D-list character. Why not? Why not pull her up there?
Well, she's dead, and also she had a pretty significant role in the Justice League Europe and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know. I just found it was like, why pick her and then just not use her?
I say at the same time, why not? Who knows what's going to happen?
I don't care. I don't care. I'm
not only that, but
I'm mad.
They probably also did it because they were like, you know what? Instead of just picking a random dude hero, why don't we try to pick one of the female heroes that never get used?
No, that's great, but they didn't really do that. They just picked Crimson Fox and put in some generic hero.
Maybe that's just what she looks like in the real world.
No, she doesn't.
Well, not in the book, but this is her new costume.
Horse shit. I'm not into it.
This is like the X-Men going from the yellow spandex to their black leather. It's just the same thing.
That's fine because at least they're using the same characters. I'm not talking about, because she is like flying like a superhero, and like Crimson Fox, the character, as far as I remember, she was more like I'm trying to think like how to describe him as like a not Nightcrawler, but like like a feral, like a Wolf's Bane or something.
Maybe she's using some sort of jetpack that we just don't even realize.
I'm not buying it.
That is for sale from Wayne Tech. Because apparently not only does Bruce Wayne and his company create, like Joker Venom pens so you don't die.
Basically Joker Venom EpiPens.
I mean, they also have Wayne Beverage or whatever where you can get a Wayne Light.
Wait, really?
Yeah, that was what they were all drinking at the end, was Wayne Light Lime. Do you remember that whole...
Wayne Light Lime?
That was the whole conversation where Alan Tudyk was just like, I was supposed to get called up, but so-and-so came up with Wayne Light Lime because he left a lime in a beer overnight and got him pulled up to Gotham. That's why he was like all upset, because he was like, that should have been my promotion. I just want to go to Gotham. And so at the very end, when they're all sitting around that table, it was her and Ron Funches, and the guy from Community, and that girl who's like angry. I don't know. I forgot what her name is. They're all drinking Wayne Light Limes.
Bruce Wayne.
So he's just, it's like the worst. He's become like a Trumpian figure where he's got to put his goddamn name on everything.
So what I was hoping, and I was hoping that they do have him.
That he has horrible hair like Donald Trump? No,
that he shows up, that it's Bruce Wayne, but it's actually Bruce Wayne from Gotham.
Oh, little Bruce Wayne?
It's David Mazouz. in a man suit, so it's like Vincent Adult Man. And he's like, or as you described, you said that Bruce Wayne is actually all the Robins.
Yes,
in a giant.
It's Damian, Jason, and Tim just standing on each other's shoulders with a trench coat.
Yes,
which would be amazing.
Yeah, that's what I hoped. It was like, "Hi, Mr. Wayne," and he's like, "I'm Mr. Wayne. Give me lime." Oh, you must be Ron Funches. Hello. Yeah. Well, I'll say this much: this show will probably get a million chances. I'm going to say this much because all the cast members that are on there, these are all people that like will work for like Undateable. Ron Funches was on Undateable, and that show was on for fucking ever.
Yeah,
and Community was on forever.
Yeah,
it felt like it was on forever.
Everybody said I never watched Community.
I never watched Community. I never watched Undateable.
Undateable, I was not a huge fan.
I think I saw an episode of Undateable. It's like I know people that worked on that show.
Sure, yeah,
but it just wasn't for me.
It wasn't for me. That was the thing.
No, and but it was on for like 3 seasons. Like that's a long time.
Yeah,
That's a long time to have a show on the air.
It is a very long time.
I think that I feel like Powerless is going to have that opportunity as well.
Well, Powerless, what I've noticed now is like, because I try to keep up on like the new pilots every year.
Yeah.
Like I always try to watch the newest pilots just to give them a chance. And so I'll watch a pilot and I'll just be like, nah. And then I don't hear anything about it. And then like 2-3 years later, they're like season 4 of whatever show. And I'm like, how the fuck is that show
there are
still
some
on the
shows
air?
that are still on the air that I have not even, it just blows my mind.
What was that one that was just, it got the worst rating out of the AV Club when it premiered? It was that horrible like computer hacker show.
Scorpion?
Yes. And I was surprised that lasted more than an episode. It's been on for seasons.
Yeah. No, that's the thing. There's
like,
shows,
how is this
there's shows
still
that like
on?
when you move out here in LA and you just see all the billboards for everything and everything like promoting stuff and you're just like, oh yeah, that's could be a thing that's could be gone. And some stuff is.
Sure.
You know, like remember Flash Forward?
Yes.
You
Which,
know?
you know what? That sucked because that was a really interesting premise and they just fucking dropped the ball on it.
Did you watch it?
I was excited for it. I watched the pilot and I
watched the pilot.
And it sucked.
And they had V. They brought V back. Remember V?
Yep, I remember
with,
that.
With what's her face? Fucking dumb lady from Gotham.
Which dumb lady from Gotham?
What the fuck is her face? I mean, like Leslie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she was the lead alien.
I hope they kill Leslie off on Gotham.
Oh, she's getting a bullet.
The her and Jim relationship on Gotham is the worst part about that show. No one cares. Every time they're on the screen, like all momentum stops.
It's like anytime Gemma would come on Sons of Anarchy.
Yes.
Although
like,
Gemma was not Gemma.
Not Gemma.
Fucking.
The other one.
Oh shit. Tara.
No,
yeah,
she
Tara
was the same way.
No, Gemma's awesome. Sorry.
No, Gemma was like every time I'm like, who?
I'm sorry. Katie Seagal is the best.
Yeah,
I apologize.
Katie Seagal should be in everything, but yeah, no. Ugh, it's awful. And like all it is like they're like, why don't you love me? But I do love you, but I can't be with you. And I'm just like,
but you shot my husband, but he was ill. It's like, I know, but I hate you, but I love you. Kill.
Can we please get back to the guy who will be the Riddler tying Penguin to a car and threatening to drop hydraulic acid on him via chain that will be melted through by fire. It is so fucking ridiculous.
There are some moments in Gotham that like it's a dumb show.
Oh, it's so dumb.
It's not very good.
Oh, it's terrible.
But there are some moments in that show where you're just like, all right, I'm on board.
But I kind of love it. At the same
yeah, you
time.
can't.
So cheesy.
Like, I mean, Bruce Wayne actually got wild.
He was good last episode.
Yeah, Dave. Yeah, he was getting angry because he was finding out that somebody made Bruce Wayne line without him.
Yeah.
He had that idea. He was going to be the one to make it, and now he's got to split that with Dick Wayne or whatever, the cousin.
So yeah, Powerless. I don't know. I guess I'll watch the next episode and give it.
I'll probably watch them.
I'll give it a shot.
I'm gonna watch them. I
didn't love it
because I'm afraid.
I didn't hate it at the same time. But I'm just kind of like whatever. I don't really care. But I'll give it a shot.
I'm afraid I'm gonna miss something stupid because that's what happened with Supergirl. Where like I wasn't watching Supergirl,
and then sucked because Supergirl was also on at the same time as Gotham.
Well, it was on the same time as Gotham, and it was hard to watch it anywhere on the internet.
Yeah, because you had to go to like the CBS
because when I was still on CBS, and then I'm like I'm reading, and it's like just Martian Manhunter was on there. I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Like I mean, if I was watching, I would have lost my shit. And Supergirl's great. Like I have apparently the new season.
Well, we watched on Netflix when it came out. It was awesome.
Yeah, apparently the new season is great. And I haven't and for the other shows, I haven't caught up on Flash and. Green Arrow and Arrow.
Arrow, I got so bored of.
Yeah,
I couldn't.
I'm bored of Arrow.
I was just like, no more. I don't want to hear again about how you're disappointing your city or whatever.
I feel my city.
Ollie, shut up.
Oh, and Legends of Tomorrow, that's still on.
Apparently, it got better.
They say that about Shield. I don't.
No, Shield. I tried Shield. I tried for like 6 episodes of Shield, and I just tapped out. I was like, this is awful. But apparently, it got better. But Arrow was great, and then him and Felicity got together, and I could not care less, and I just gave up. And I have not been back since. And Flash, we just haven't picked up on it, which sucked because they did such great. They had King Shark, and they had Gorilla Grodd, and they have all this cool shit.
I heard Flash this season's kind of a wiener show, anyways. But we'll see.
So we'll see.
But yeah. So anyways, watch TV. So we'll take a break. Actually, we'll play a promo, and we'll come back with our book for the episode.
A crippled scientist with a short temper and a chair built for action. The bandaged man and woman and the sentient energy that connects them even as it tears them apart.
A woman with multiple personalities and a different superpower for each one.
A redneck who can see the future, but only 60 seconds at a time.
The street that travels the world with fabulous style.
The actress trying not to play the role of a freak.
Hot hands.
A boy who swims, flies, crawls, or runs like a beast.
The ape-faced girl who has imaginary friends with the capacity for unimaginable terror.
The fifth richest man in the world, and the mind games he plays.
An Indian woman who controls fire and ice, but never the team she leads.
Man who is a robot.
We doubt there are stranger things than the heroes of the Doom Patrol, but join us on Waiting for Doom, the Doom Patrol podcast, and hear for yourself.
Been playing your little Nintendo.
I have not actually. I probably should.
Little Nintendo.
You play it too.
I know. We gotta watch the Super Bowl now.
See, here's the thing. Actually, I've been enjoying a lot making guys in my wrestling game.
I know you love to make the guys.
And I've been making really good characters. Stuff that I think is actually really good. I actually made a Orion yesterday from the New Gods. And Calabac. I made a pretty good Calabac given what you can do with what you have in the game.
The limitations.
There's a lot of limitations as far as what you can actually make, which I understand because you're not supposed it's not, the game is not WWE make
dudes.
make comic book dudes 2K17.
WWE Fashion Studio.
Yeah, because they actually want you to play season mode and pull out your dick and shit. I don't know.
Can you pull out your dick in that game?
I don't know. I was surprised.
What was that game we were talking about? That
it was Conan.
It was the new Conan game. It was like on Kotaku, or I can never say that.
Kotaku.
And they had apparently you can make your character have either a huge dick or a small dick.
No.
There's
it's
a slider. Goes
no,
big,
you can
small,
make
big,
I think
small,
it's
big,
for
small,
if you have there's a crucified guy. I don't know.
You can give him a huge dick or a small dick, and it's a slider. It goes big, small, big, small, big, small, big, small. So whatever you feel like.
Speaking of adjustable dicks, our book for this afternoon is a DC book from the 90s. We're gonna go back to the 90s because the spirit of the 90s is alive and well here on Worst Collection Ever.
The dream of the 90s.
The dream of the 90s. It's alive and well. It's Gunfire, number 4 from August 1994. Gunfire is a character from the Blood Pack, the Bloodlines series of annuals.
Oh, and then you just know it's good.
Yeah, this is we've done
some stuff.
We've done a few Blood Pack. We did an Anima.
Yeah.
What else have we done? There's another one I think I'm missing. But we've done. I feel like we definitely have come across that. These characters and Gunfire showed up, I believe, first in Deathstroke's annual. Basically, he has the power of gunfire, literal gunfire,
so like the bullet power, or
so basically what he could do is he could take any object. So he could take, say, this microphone, and he could basically do Gambit and charge it up and make it explosive. But what he does, instead of actually being able to throw something and make it explode, he has to hold it and make people shoot. He could shoot you with it, so he can shoot kinetic energy.
So he could turn anything into a gun.
Basically, yes. Yeah. That's why he picks up stuff and he's like, pow, 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 pow.
Why not just have a gun? Because then he would just have unlimited ammo. And he wouldn't have to worry about finding things to pick up.
But he had, or he could just have
anything, a stick,
glove.
Stick.
Here's what I understand is he has an outfit where he wears, and he has fingerless gloves, so he could pick things up and make them into weapons. Mm-hmm. But
why not have a belt?
Why not? Why not just use your glove and just do finger guns? Yeah. Pistol.
Why not?
Pistol man. Whatever,
He's
be like a hip 70s guy.
Because here on the cover, he's holding a floor lamp.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean. Just have a belt that has a stick. It doesn't matter. Anything.
You could carry Snickers bars. Yeah. Or whatever.
Whatever. It doesn't matter.
Use your iPhone.
Well, this is the 90s.
Use your big cell phone.
Your big gray cell phone.
Yeah.
Comes in a suitcase.
Yeah, use your suitcase. Use the suitcase. Use the suitcase handle.
Yeah, but I'm like, why are you he's always looking for things to pick up. That's a little pointless.
Yeah. I know. And I don't know the exact way of like if something you hold, like say if he holds like a can of soda, an empty can of soda, and he's like, if it's more powerful to use that versus using like a cinder block or a mallet or something. I'm just making up things that I've seen him held. But anyway, so Gunfire number 4, Mayhem over Manhattan. Over is underlined, so don't fuck around. And on the cover, he is holding a floor lamp and looks like he's in the sights of somebody.
Yeah, because you see like
of a
hands.
robot.
It's like you're looking at it and you see hands sticking out trying to grab him, and you see the sights, and then he's holding like a lamp, and his costume's kind of fucked up.
Yeah,
and then there's like a bunch of
it's like he's in
nonsense behind him, like his apartment just got trashed.
Yeah,
so
that's what's going down.
So, we open with Gunfire jumping off of a train.
Well, also, I really want to quickly say I do enjoy this inside cover here of Night's End.
Oh, God.
Part 8.
Yeah, look at
Shadow
that.
of the Bat, number 30. And it's just a cover of John Paul Valley as Batman on fire.
Yeah.
Jumping literally
but
inches away.
Really, really overdone fire.
Really overdone fire. And he's jumping towards
Nightwing
and Robin and Batman. Batman somehow, he's holding a string, but he's like easily standing on the side of this building. I don't know. It's a fucked up photo.
It's weird.
It's weird. Anyways, Squeeze Play is the title of the story, and Gunfire is jumping off a train.
And he's yelling "Yarg."
Yarg. This is written by
Len Wein.
Len Wein, by the way.
Yeah.
Len Wein, great scribe. I heard he was not doing so well recently, so I hope he's doing better.
Yeah, hopefully.
Because he's written many great things in
sure.
comics, Swamp Thing and everything.
But again, this is one of those like, not everything can be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just that's the way it is, and that's cool.
But I'll still buy it.
Yeah, you sure will. So he's jumping off of a train. And also, by the way, Gunfire was created by Len Wein.
He was, yeah.
And Steve Irwin.
Yeah.
So he's jumping off this train, which is like flying at like 90 miles an hour. And I'm hoping there's nobody on it because Gunfire lands in a tree. The train takes a corner and it derails and it explodes because it was like holding guns in it or something.
Gun train.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, there's like weapons. Because basically, like, Gunfire...
He just thwarted something.
He's thwarted something. Gunfire, he's like a Tony Stark kind of type of guy.
Yeah, because he's got a company.
He's a company, and he's like, because his real name is Andrew Van Horn.
Yes.
No relation to Van Wayne.
No.
I do wish it was Andrew Van Wayne, which actually would have made sense for Powerless because he could have been in charge.
Sure.
But yeah, he has like all these weapons, or he had something where basically a lot of what's going on here is him trying to, because his father started this company, so like he's trying to like keep people from doing things.
Sure. So he jumps over, and while this is happening, he has like a mobile command unit that's like monitoring what's going on.
Yeah.
And it has what's this dude's name? Dude.
Ben?
Sure. And then there's this chick who's driving, and it's a fucking RV.
Yeah.
And so they're just basically following along and coming to pick him up now that he has, blown everything up. So they pick him up, and
so basically, what in the issue prior to this, he fought a guy named Purge,
right?
Because it's the 90s, and he was trying. Purge was trying to go on this train, trying to get
all the weapons,
all these weapons or something from this train. So in his mind, so apparently, from all I can tell, is that Gunfire just like, well, fuck it, I'll just crash this train,
right,
and explode it, and then leave.
Yes, and I'm just gonna leave the flaming wreckage of this train.
This forest,
walk away because it's in a forest, so I'm certain everything's gonna burn.
And I'm assuming it's outside of New York, so the Adirondacks burned.
Yeah, we're hoping there was not an engineer
because he's based in Manhattan. Yeah.
Or anybody else who could have been on this train because he does not even bother to see if there's anybody in the wreckage.
Yeah,
he just walks away, and so this weird RV comes to pick him up with his buddy Ben, and then this chick whose name I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll remember that soon.
Cher.
Is that her name? Because she keeps calling him Cher.
Oh, that's right. You're right.
This is I don't get. She's like she's foreign.
Yeah.
From what I can put together, and she's like French or something. I don't know. So
Yvette, because it says Yvette.
Yvette. Okay, so
Yvette.
he's got all this like long hair that he like ties back in a ponytail because it's the 90s. So he like gets on the thing and he's like so exhausted. Burning down the Adirondacks is really exhausting.
He burned a bear.
He burned a lot of bears. There's a lot of dead bears.
Smokey is toast.
Smokey is crying.
Oh.
It's like that old litter commercial where that guy just cried. It's the Smokey's doing the same thing.
That's actually if that's how if you just got in this van,
panel.
if the next panel is just a big shot of the Indian crying and a tear going down and it just says Finn, I would be like, oh, this is a good book.
Who was actually an Italian guy, by the way. Yeah. So he's like relaxing, and she calls him Cher for some reason. I don't know if it's because
He was in Moonstruck.
Yeah,
That's why.
because he was in Moonstruck.
Because he started opposite of Nick Cage in
you
Moonstruck.
won an Oscar.
Andrew Van Horn and Nick Cage in Moonstruck.
You won an Oscar for that role.
He said, "Snap out of it" to Nick Cage, and then he took a pan and he shot a gun out of it at Nick Cage.
In fairness, having seen Moonstruck many times, Nick Cage deserved to be told to snap the fuck out of it. He was ridiculous.
Oh yeah,
his character was ridiculous. Anyway, so I don't know. Maybe she thinks. Maybe she's calling him Cher because that's just what you call. Maybe she's like Gambit.
That's what I was thinking too.
Instead of Cherie, it's Cher.
Oh, see, there's the Gambit comparisons here too. Jesus Christ.
I have no idea.
They wanted this guy to be Gambit so bad.
They really did. So, yeah, maybe she's supposed to be from Louisiana. Maybe that's the whole. She's Creole and whatever. Because she does have an accent. And I thought it was French, but very possibly she could be, French from Louisiana, of French extraction or whatever. So then they go to his company house.
Yeah, they go to VH1.
That's what I thought it was too. I was like, what, VH? He owns the TV show. He's going to go do some pop-up video.
He's going to go hanging out on the Best Week Ever. Paul F. Tompkins is there. He's like... John Fugelsang.
He's watching Patton Oswalt.
Rock and Roll Jeopardy's in the background.
He's watching Patton Oswalt get fired for calling Paris Hilton a slut.
Yeah. Yeah, I love DC. I love the DC comics, the 90s, which actually I would watch.
I would totally watch that. If they did a pop-up video or like an I love of DC Comics, I would never stop watching it.
Oh, why watch those things now?
Oh my God, I watched them all the time.
Anytime they do like retrospectives or something like that, like there's actually a really great one, which I probably have talked about on the show before with Pat the NES punk. He has a thing called the Video Game Years, where he is basically like I love the 90s, but for video games, and like him and a bunch of like guys like James Rolfe and the Angry Video Game Nerd and a bunch of other folks from the video game commenting community. They're on there talking about like stuff from different years, and they've only gone up to 1990. And it's awesome. And I hope they make more. But anyway, so he's at VH1, and he is, or the future home of VH1, and
it's VHI, but it looks like VH1,
which is funny because this place isn't even open yet, but it looks.
It's got like
it's shaped like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
It is. It's shaped like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and it has or a vacuum cleaner, either one, and it has like a fully like outfitted gym.
Yeah.
Where
that's the first thing they put in to make sure it was furnished and to make sure anybody was working. They had a
put
gym.
In this gym with a huge training floor.
Yeah.
So him.
Why is this set up like this?
I don't know. It doesn't
because
make any sense.
there's like random like
it's all the
benches.
All the shit you need is all against these walls.
Because it's an executive health club, so more people are gonna come.
Yeah.
So
but
does it
the
mean
middle
that
is a huge mat.
And will you just
a mat?
Will you just fight?
And it's like.
Or maybe they move this stuff.
Maybe.
Which I kind of hope they did. They called me up. I was like, oh yeah, I really want to fight, but I got this we gotta move the exercise bike in my way, so I'm gonna
move the elliptical.
Move the elliptical. Let's not trip over the plugs. And it was just a really awkward situation. So anyways, him and Yvette are fighting, and they're training,
and she's wearing some. Very lovely. She's wearing a black bathing suit with like underneath it. She's got like crazy leggings.
Yeah.
And I don't know what she's kind of dabbing. I don't know what she's doing in this.
The dab.
She's doing the dab. I don't know what's happening.
This is when you're in a fight with Batman, do the dab.
He'll confuse him.
Batman's like Cam Newton. He's like, yeah, punch.
But she's kicking his ass. And then Ben comes in, and he has like a weird glow. I don't know what's happening. This drawing is weird. I know it's supposed to be the light hitting this kid's face, but wow.
Yeah.
It's weird. It looks like somebody took a highlighter and just drew on his face.
Yeah, but so anyways, they're basically like...
He's like, ignore her. Come talk to me because I have information about some sort of new material.
Yeah, so like basically there's a new...
It's like a super lightweight material that like expands.
It's an
and
alloy
contracts.
that has like it's a system of designed hinges and joints, and basically it's like a fancy transformer kind of thing.
Yeah, so like if you have a car and you need to park it somewhere small, your car can get smaller. Because he even says something about that later.
Yeah, basically like and he's
big, small, big.
Basically, you can have like an SUV, and
it's
you can
the
turn
slider
it into...
to make the dick big slow.
Oh, okay.
Big slow. Same technology.
Exact same technology.
The exact same.
They decided not to make cars with this, and decided to make video games.
Video game dicks.
but just to make
video game dicks.
Increasing size dicks. Just like, man, we gotta use this technology sometime. So blame VH1 for this.
This is totally VH1's fault. So then this woman is his driver.
Yeah, he's got some like random Mercy driver.
Yeah, he's got a Mercy driver, and she comes in and she's like, "Hey."
But they fuck.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm like, you have the worst job, lady. Because not only that, but this dude's got like a ponytail, and he's just the worst. And so she's just like, "Hey, I'm here to take you to your new place," and he's like, "Okay." And she's like, "Oh, I like your little tail." She's talking about stupid ponytail, and he's like, "I like your tail too." And she's like, "I meant your ponytail, or did I?" Tee. And then she still drives him home like fucking Alfred driving Bruce Wayne.
Guys, imagine if Batman could fuck Alfred. That was probably a note. That was probably a thing where it's probably like some editor sitting around like, man, wouldn't it be like great if like Batman could fuck Alfred?
Man, wouldn't it be awesome if like you just had like a chick that you paid to have sex with you, and people were like, "That's a prostitute." And they're like,
"But she also drove you places."
She drove you places like an Uber driver.
That's still a prostitute.
Uber prostitute.
Uber too.
I mean, they have Uber Eats. Maybe they're just gonna go into Uber sex work.
Uber ass.
Uber ass. You just dial it up, and then you have sex in the back of a car, and then you get dropped off on the corner.
If this was the 90s and Uber was around in the 90s, that would have been the premise of a bikini movie called Bikini Uber. Uber Bikini, because they did Bikini Car Wash Company, Great Bikini Off-Road Adventure,
sure,
and all those films that was shown on USA Up All Night, hosted by Gilbert Gottfried.
Yeah,
he would have been in, and with his ponytail, he would have starred in it
probably,
and would have been edited for television, and Sean's balls would have been blue.
Ew. Because of Gilbert Gottfried?
well, usually that's how it turns out, because like you're watching like an edited version of bikini skydiving adventure, and then like they have the part where the guys walk in and is like, "Hey, let's have sex," and then you see like a piece of skin, and then it goes, and Gilbert Gottfried's like, "I'm coming back."
And you're like, "Oh,"
and you're like, "Oh no, my penis." That's how it was in the 90s. The 90s were hard for teenagers.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is before porn was so accessible.
Yeah, no kidding. I had to find porn on the ground.
That's where everybody found porn. The only place for porn was in a forest, because that's where everybody found their porn.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's where, and Gunfire burned down that forest.
Yeah, think of all the bags of porn he just burned.
Gunfire burned down
think of
all the
those
porn.
Poor 14 and 15-year-old boys who were really looking forward to finding stashes of porn, and now it's been burned down. So this girl takes him back, and he's like, "Hey, do you want to come up for housewarming?" And it's in quotes. Housewarming. And she's like, "Oh, I'm busy, and also this is really weird because you're sexually harassing me because you're technically my boss." And he's like, "Well, I guess I'll just."
Well, I do have a ponytail.
Yeah, I guess I'll just be alone then. She's like, "Okay, bye," and then she like immediately like drives off a cliff and dies.
Did she drive it from a train track and die like on Gotham?
Yes. She's like, "I have to get away from this guy. I see no way out." Smash.
So anyway, so we get something where he's in his apartment, and Gunfire gets interrupted by
he's not having sex. He's not having sex.
A guy from NYPD, Hector Rivera.
It looks like John Lovitz.
No.
Yes.
No.
It kind of looks like John Lovitz.
John Lovitz has no hair.
I'm assuming at one point John Lovitz had hair.
This looks something like looks like you know what he looks like? He looks like George Costanza when he wears a wig.
What if
And a
John
mustache.
Lovitz wore a wig and a mustache?
Anyway, so he gets interrupts and he's like basically like, hey,
He's like, I know you're up to no good.
I think you're related to this Gunfire guy, and he's and I need to ask you some questions.
I'm an actual detective, unlike the ones that live in Gotham.
Yeah.
I do my work, and I can tell when people are up to nefarious shit. And so
Yeah.
as this is happening, there's like somebody's scanning in on his badge, and you're like, what's going on? But it's from outside.
Yeah, because there's another.
So this is what I don't understand.
Okay,
you
so
have to
basically
explain
there's
this
another
to me.
tech guy.
Right, there's another tech guy, and they're like flying a little. This is where I don't get it. Is this a drone suit?
Yeah.
Or is there someone in this one?
This is a drone suit.
This one's a drone suit, and the one later.
So this one's a drone suit, but then I think later on he gets in it.
Okay,
That's
that
what
makes
happens.
more sense because I was like, I'm confused.
Oh, wait, yeah, right. Because so there's something called the Marauder or the Maraud 3,
Yes.
which just looks weird.
So there's a guy,
And he's flying this drone suit.
but but first there's a computer dude who's like watching everything going on, and then there's another dude who's like in kind of like a virtual reality thing.
Yeah.
And he's got like wires coming out of his back, and he's got the helmet on, and he is apparently the pilot of this
The
suit.
lawnmower man.
So and
Kagan or something. This
Yeah.
guy's name is Kagan.
so they're flying this thing towards Gunfire's house, and he lives in a penthouse, and they bust in through the window.
He's ponytail Bruce Wayne. So he's flying, and they're like, this police officer's like, hey, you're involved, and he's like, nope, and
And then all of a sudden, this fucking suit shows up.
this robot shoot shows up, and it's just this big blocky robot shoot, and it's blowing everything up, and
Yeah,
somehow this guy isn't. Neither of these people are massacred because of their
And they should be.
because they're
I mean,
they're
this thing
humans.
is like shooting fire from its not
It
only
literally
its feet.
No, what it literally does, because literally like it just basically flies right through the penthouse.
Yeah,
And it just
and it flies. Yeah, and it flies right back out.
shoots a bunch of bullets, and there's
Trash in
jet
the
fuel everywhere, and then
It
basically
goes right out the other side. So he grabs the lamp, and he shoots the drone in like one of the boosters.
yeah.
So it starts like spiraling out of control, all over the city.
And he uses to make it become small.
Yeah, because it's built out of that stuff
Yeah.
that like gets big and small. So it's
And that's
built-
where Gunfire realizes that somebody is using the same kind of technology that his buddy was just telling him about.
Okay. So then we are back with Gunfire and the cop, and he's like, okay, well, I'm Gunfire now, but I can't stay here. I got to go. And he's like, well, I'm still a cop. I can't let you leave
Yeah.
a crime scene. So he actually gets pulled into the interrogation room down at the station with his stupid mullet. Now it looks like a mullet instead of a ponytail. And
No, it's a ponytail.
He tells him what's going on. But if he took it out of the ponytail, it would be a mullet.
Oh yeah. No, it's
100%. It's just a mullet that's in a ponytail.
mullet tail.
So he just tells them what's going on, and they're like, well, we're not going to tell anybody that you're this guy.
And basically,
So
I
that's
think
it.
I think what they're using. Apparently, these tech guys were using this suit to try to take out this cop because there apparently is some sort of
Investigation.
mob investigation. Like an organized crime. Like there's a news report where the apparently 3 members of the organized crime task force have been murdered savagely in the past 24 hours, and no eyewitnesses can be found. So it's like,
Right.
it just sounds like, I'm surprised this isn't Gotham,
Right. It should be.
but this is Manhattan, so things are out of the control here.
So we're back with Gunfire and his buddy is supposed to be Asian, which is why I think they make him look overly yellow in every panel.
I think so too.
Because it's really terrible. Because he's always like glowing, and you're like, well, okay, calm down. So he's putting on the Gunfire suit, and he's talking to his buddy. He's like, all right, time to get into our magical RV. Drive me to
This stupid fucking
wherever he's going.
It looks like a shitty transport. Like it doesn't
It
even
really
look like an
doesn't.
RV. It just
Yeah.
looks like
It looks like something you get in to take to go from the gate to the luggage pickup at an airport.
It looks
That's
like
what
it just looks like a lousy
It's a
lame
terrible
ass
shuttle.
shuttle, and it's like it's not, and that's which is horribly inconspicuous.
Oh yeah, even the license plate says VH1.
Yeah.
Or VHI, whatever.
VHI, but I want to say VH1.
Yeah.
It's like maybe it's people like VH1 pop-up videos coming.
Yeah, maybe
pop-up videos coming to your town.
It's like the shitty company shuttle that they run in San Francisco if you work for Google or whatever.
Oh, tech losers!
With all their money.
This feels like Silicon Valley, but with fighting.
Why doesn't this guy live in Silicon Valley? Probably because it wasn't a thing yet.
It wasn't back in the 90s.
Was it like as big as it is now? I don't really know.
I don't know. I mean,
I was young, so
I feel like it was around then because I remember.
I think it was around then, but I don't think it was what it is now.
I don't know. I remember Gallagher doing a joke about it. So it must have been something.
Did he smash it with a watermelon?
I think he smashed a water bottle.
He was like, "This is for Silicon Valley."
This was yeah, whatever. Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Is this before or after the .com boom?
It was before.
Okay, so this is before it all crashed.
It was like, I think it was Apple, so I think it's the thing. So yeah, so they probably wanted to set it in Silicon Valley, and the .com boom probably. Well, this is '94, so this is before that too.
Yeah, I don't remember when the bottom fell out of that, but it did.
Probably after it was like after 2000.
I thought it was before.
Oh, I don't know.
I thought it was in like 97, 98.
Pets.com.
I don't know. Sure. Ask Jeeves. So he goes to this place to like figure out who's working with the same technology as him. Mm-hmm. And he like sneaks up, he blows the door off the place.
Yeah.
And he goes in.
He's a big does a big sloppy entrance.
Yeah, he sure does. So everybody knows that he's there now. And he walks into like this lobby, and this lobby.
Yeah, what's up with this lobby?
What is going on with this lobby? So it's this, the receptionist, and there's these big couches and stuff where everybody sits. But like on the wall is a painting of a naked woman laying on the beach.
And she's in between like two statues
of naked women. Like this is a place of business. It's not like Vivid or something. It's just like a tech
maybe it is.
Company.
Maybe they're making suits. Vivid. Out on Long Island.
You mean like sex dolls?
Sex dolls, yeah, sex robots.
Maybe that's the problem. He was like, I got to go figure out. Maybe that's why it gets big and small.
Yeah, this is basically like a USA Up All Night movie. Gilbert Gottfried's going to be on the next page.
Yeah. So.
Oh, here I am.
So that happens, okay. And then the drone shows up. But apparently the guy is in the drone this time, so it's not a drone.
He didn't want him to do it in the drone because he's like, he wants to get in there and like do some damage, but he's like, no, it's too risky. We probably shouldn't do it.
And he's like, nope.
But like, I forgot what they say here. It's like,
fuck it, we're gonna do it anyway.
What is he? How's he? They try to talk about it, and he's like,
it looks very cushy inside there, by the way. It's like very nice. The way they've drawn like the inside of this.
Well, he's trying to convince him. He's like, no, the suit needs to be airborne.
Yeah. Well, the way they've like drawn it makes it look like a sleeping pod.
It does. Looks comfy.
It looks very comfy. So it shows up, and then they start fighting, basically.
Because the Gunfire shows up, and they're like, we need to stop him, and they're like, you kidding me? We need to. We don't want the cops around. I'll handle this myself. So he jumps in the suit.
Yeah. So then they fight. Of course, then the detective shows up to the van.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Gunfire is using the hand of a naked statue to blow up this robot.
Because again, he could just have something in his belt, but nope, he just finds things on the ground.
He needs to have something on hand like all times. It doesn't make sense
that he has to literally look for things. He's like, I have to be able to find some sort of debris to use as a gun.
Because if you can't hold anything,
you should have something, even if it's like one of those like retractable nightstick things.
Yeah, like a baton.
Put it on your belt.
Chapstick.
Anything. Nope, nothing.
Sandwich.
A sandwich.
Will sandwich work? I have questions.
So the cop shows up to this kid, and he's in their RV, and he's like, obviously you're here to help Gunfire because you are terribly inconspicuous.
Yeah,
you're in this ugly shuttle.
VH1 van.
And the kid tries to stop him, but he like gets in a scuffle with the cop, and then his headset breaks, and then the cop's like, I'm going in because I hear gunfire or whatever.
Yeah.
So then they're fighting. Cop runs in.
Yeah, this guy is like, actually, he's not even, like, he's using this hand, like, the whole time.
Dumb. It's really dumb.
Oh, no, wait. No, actually,
yeah, he's got it right there.
Oh, no, wait. He's not using a hand. He's using his own body here.
Instead of the hand. But he just picked up the...
Well, the first time he did.
No, he still has it here. He's still clutching it.
Yeah.
I think he's still.
But then
holding
he's not.
it.
But he's not. It's not like he's still holding it, is he?
No, he is.
Is he?
He's still holding the stupid hand.
Let me see.
Because it's like he's got a blue glove on.
Oh,
He's still
Okay.
using the hand because he's still holding it right there.
you did not think this through, man.
No, it's like, dude, you just really should have a stick. And so the cop shows up and he's like, "What are you doing here?" And he's like, "Get down! Here comes the thing."
Yeah, because he shoots him into like an elevator shaft,
Yeah,
and then they.
and-
Wait.
sorry.
So he shoots him into an elevator shaft.
Or the
And then
drone into an elevator.
The drone
shaft.
into the elevator shaft, and then the guy behind the TV,
It's like,
shows up. The guy, he's sitting on the TV and he's trying to, manage this drone.
Yeah.
While this guy's inside.
yeah.
And then he gets surprised by the cop.
Who gets shot in the leg?
The cop gets shot, and then the guy shoots the cop. So George Costanza
Yeah.
shoots the cop.
Yeah. So the cop's been shot in the leg, and that's when Gunfire shows
Or George
up.
Costanza shoots the other guy. Shoots this evil computer guy
Right,
in purple
but
pants.
But he also gets shot.
Yeah.
So he's like bleeding everywhere, and then the drone comes back, and they're all in the control room, and Gunfire's trying to like blow it up, but the drone like throws him into a wall or throws him out a window,
Yeah.
and he's coming for the cop. So the cop is just like wildly shooting at the computer
Because he's like, something has to work here.
yeah. So he's trying to hit one of the buttons, and he is shoot, and Gunfire comes back in, and he finds out that the cop is fine because he hit the button that says compression.
Engage compression, yeah.
So it compressed this dude in the suit, and there's like blood all spilling out of it.
Yeah.
So basically, Gunfire didn't save anybody. The cop saved himself.
Cop saved himself and murdered a man.
Did his own job, and Gunfire was just there.
To be honest, though, that's kind of like a real reaction that if you're a cop
Sure.
and you're a detective, if this was Harvey Bullock's doing the same thing.
Of course yes, of course he is.
Jim Gordon is definitely doing it. Jim Gordon's killing.
Jim Gordon is just, not only is he killing that guy, but he's killing everybody else around. Because
Yeah.
that's what he does in Gotham.
Yeah.
He's like, "Are you alive? Not anymore." He's probably the most prolific killer on that show.
He is! He is! Oh my God, he is.
Yeah.
I think if you went through through every episode of the show, you would probably find that he has killed more people on that show than the actual villains.
I would love to do a Jim Gordon body count, to be honest. Like, watch it again, just to, like, tick off how many people Jim Gordon has killed.
Yeah, no, he's definitely murdered a whole bunch of folks.
Probably more people than the Penguin and the Riddler combined.
100%. No,
Yeah.
I think you're right. And that's basically it. So they're basically like, all right, let's get out of
We're
here.
gonna be friends now. That
There's
guy's
a guy-
dead.
He's like, well, you know what? You're still under arrest. And Gunfire's like, well, looks like this is the start of a beautiful friendship. Killing a man in a suit. There's bloody meat, man.
He is. It's like coming out all the seams. It's really
Let's
gross.
get out of here. Let's leave this for the employees tomorrow to look at.
Exactly. Like, let's leave it here.
Let's put it in the lobby next to the naked photo.
I'll replace the statue I broke with this.
Uh,
It'll just pool. It'll be really gross.
Yeah, it's gonna be gross. And
So
that's it for Gunfire number 4 from Gunfire number 4 from August 1984. Next issue, Enter the Exomorphic Man. Would you read the next issue of this?
No. Are you surprised?
No, and I'll be honest, I don't know if I'm reading this too.
Yeah, this is one of the I know they tried to have all these like cool characters that came out of the Bloodlines thing, but they were just I don't think any of them really hit.
Oh no, this is ass.
It's terrible.
This
And they're
book
no
is
fun.
ass.
And this guy's just like a low rent Iron Man.
He's a low rent Iron Man. He's a low rent Gambit. He's a low rent a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a lot of things that suck.
Yeah.
About comics in the 90s.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think it's weird. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I might get a hankering to pick up this series at
There's
some
probably
point.
only like 8 issues. of it or
There's like
something.
maybe like 11. Actually, and the fun thing about well, not the fun thing, but so he is effectively retired as a superhero,
Okay.
and you know why?
Because he's terrible?
Yes,
Uh-huh.
but it's because he got his hands chopped off.
Wait, what? In his own book?
No, in a different book. Like
Oh.
years later, there was actually it's the same book that where Anima, another blood pack. It's a bunch of blood. So it's the New Year's Evil book.
Okay.
Which has
Also the title of a movie.
Right.
Which we watched.
It is not related to the movie, sadly. But it's a New Year's. So Prometheus, the character Prometheus, not related to the movie, but the DC villain or whatever. And at some point, he's wreaking havoc on everybody, and he ends up murdering a bunch of the Blood Pack members.
Yeah.
Like he decapitates Anima.
That was just DC saying, like, we get it, we're not going to use.
Oh no, they got written. He ended up destroying.
We'll kill them, and they're probably still dead.
They are still dead. Well, there's no reason to bring them back.
Yeah.
What's the fucking point? And he just cut off this guy's hands.
So he can't use his stumps.
Well, unless if he grows new hands, or he can use his feet.
Well, can't he just
Daniel Day-Lewis or some shit?
Grab with the stumps.
I don't know. I mean, maybe he didn't explore stump fighting.
I mean, maybe he should have.
Gunfire. Maybe that's what will bring him back, and Bruce Wayne will be like, "Oh, he's using stumps." What a crafty guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not. He has his usage of stumps to employ his gunfire power.
I mean, because that's the thing. I don't know if it's only
explored.
from his hands or if it's anywhere on his skin.
That's what I don't know. I mean, because if that were the case, he should just be able to shoot out everything on his body.
Right.
Like he could shoot it out of his ass, out of his leg, out of his shoulder.
Out of his ass.
I mean, he could. He could just be like pow, 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 pow.
As long as it's bare skin. So as long
bare skin touching metal, or touching an object, you could just charge it.
If he moons something and backs into it, it just charges.
Yeah. You know what? Maybe. Quick, let me moon this this truck, and I'll make it shoot guns at Gorilla Grodd or some shit. I don't know.
Sure. But yeah, so.
Anyways, that's Mayhem, or whatever. Fucking
Gunfire.
Stupid book. Gunfire. Gunfire number 4 from August 1994. That's it for this week's show.
Yeah.
We're going to go watch the Super Bowl and see some stupid commercials. Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
You can find myself on Twitter and Instagram at Angry Hero Sean, SHAWN. Also, my Tumblr is theangryhero.tumblr.com.
And I'm at Jen Stansfield on Twitter and Instagram, jenstansfield.tumblr.com, and jenstansfield.wordpress.com.
And you can also email us at the show at worstcollectionever@gmail.com. Please send us some correspondence if you dig our show, and we'd love to hear from you if you have any thoughts on Gunfire. If you have a thought on Gunfire, please share it.
Yeah, seriously.
I really want to know if anybody has ever had a thought on Gunfire other than myself.
Even read Gunfire?
Has anybody ever read Gunfire? I don't think anybody did because it only lasted 9 issues and they cut off his hands or whatever. So, obviously somebody had it out for him.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so if you have any, if you want to share that or any other thoughts on books we should do or whatever, or just stuff, we'll read it on the show. We'll do some emails maybe next week or, coming up in a separate episode. Maybe we'll just do that.
Yeah.
But we'll do that soon. And if you want to participate, worstcollectionever@gmail.com. And also leave a review on iTunes and anywhere that you listen to the show. If you leave it on iTunes, it helps increase the visibility of the show. It gives us, give us 5 stars if you think we deserve it. Mm-hmm. That also helps. It actually helps a lot.
Yep. Tell 2 friends.
Tell 2
like
friends.
The scholars say.
Tell a friend.
Tell a friend. One friend.
Tell anybody. Tell a wall. Write it on a bathroom wall. Worst collection ever.
Yes, please write it in a dive bar.
Read it on a dive bar, walk away, and be like, that's the end of that chapter.
It's the new putting ladies' phone numbers up. Just recommending podcasts.
Recommending podcasts. If you have the urge to put up a lady's phone number and say she's a good time, be like, worst collection ever.
Good time.
Listen for a good time. And they'll be like, oh, I think I will. So do that, and we...
So many disappointed dudes. Blue balls.
This show ending is awful. Anyway,
we should never be allowed your microphones again.
Well, until when we were allowed,
own them.
We do. We own them. We can talk to them when we want. Until next week, thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you again next time.
Bye.